Hey, my YouTube friends and family. Today, I am coming to say one, thank you very much. Last night I hit 1,000 views, or let me take that back, 1,000 subscribers. So that was amazing. That was a milestone in my journey as a YouTuber. Again, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I just play one on TV. So no, it was a milestone for me, getting 1,000 views. One of the things I wanted to say that the person who helped to spark all of these small creators to really try to reach that goal was professional students. I want to give professional students a shout out. The other thing I want to say is that I couldn't have done it without the rest of my subscribers. So thank you very much. And, please continue to subscribe to my channel and like below. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something different. I'm going to talk, one of the things I said I was going to talk about is I'm going to talk about WestWorld. I wanted to talk about do a product review and talk a little bit about the headphones that I bought. And then I'm also going to maybe talk about a few hot topics. I'm not going to talk too long today because I think I'm going to put up another video tonight because this past weekend I went to my nephew's graduation. He graduated from Cornell University. I'll talk a little bit about that in the video that I'm going to post, but I'll talk a little bit about it in this video. What I want to do today is I'm going to talk a little bit about product reviews and how much I'm going to move this so you can actually see it. How much we actually trust product information. So, we don't know a lot about what products are out there. I mean, we know a lot about the products, but, pretty much as a consumer, we are the people who, we look at it, we say what it is. And, again, don't eat these because these are not for eating, but I'm just looking at it. So I bought this today and it says it's supposed to have 54 packs in here. What I want to do is I want to actually test that theory because, again, like I said, as a consumer, you just trust what's on the bottle. You trust what's on the package. You trust if it says it has, 200 pieces in there. I've never, ever counted out the pieces in here. So there should be 54 Tide Pods in here. But I just want to see, again, it's mechanical. There's computers that probably count it. But I'm pretty sure that not every time. They probably do it more so by the weight. And they assume that if the weight is right, then there's 54 packets in here. So I'm going to open this. This is it's going to dump these out. And then maybe they won't come out. But look, I'm dumping them out. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dump them in a bowl because it'll be my luck. It'll burst and they'll be all over the counter. So I'm dumping these out. And we're going to count them. We're going to put them back in here. We're going to see if we have 54. The reason I'm doing this is because I always see these things in here like, we buy gummy bears and it's like, 200 gummy bears or whatever. And I've never stopped to count how many gummy bears they've been first on the floor. One fell down. Remember, YouTube, I'm doing this for you. So there's supposed to be 54 of these things in here. So it's 54. It doesn't say it doesn't say that the contents may vary. It just says it's 54, but then the weight is 56 ounces. So I'm pretty sure that what they do is they probably drop a lot of sacks in here, and then a computer weighs it as it goes down the conveyor belt, and they assume that the right amount's in here. So we're going to count it, all right? 54, right? So ready? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 63. So that's not scientific. I mean, it's scientific in the sense that I count it, but it's not scientific to say that they're all like this. I'd have to have, several of these Tide Pod things. But in this 54 count one, I ended up with 63. Probably in some there's less, probably in some there's more. But it's just to show you that, trust, as they say, but verify. Trust that this number is right. Trust that your information is right, but verify. And the reason I did this test today is it's a product test just to see if the counts are right. But it's more so to talk about the state of media and what we're looking at with the news today and looking at the things that people get on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. So a lot of times I've noticed articles come out and people will throw out facts. And this is one of the problems I have. One of the shows that I like to watch. I watch it all the time and they have these things. But they throw out facts and they don't have the proper documentation. Like they don't talk about where they got these things from. It's kind of like when the birthers were saying that President Obama wasn't born in the States. But they said it and they didn't have to have any proof because nobody really questioned on it and said, hey, we're not even going to put you on our show because you don't have any proof. Like you say some foolishness, unless you have proof, we're not going to put you on the show. And that's kind of like Facebook, and that's kind of like all these other places where people like me, consumers of information, consume their news, and that's why I think the Russian hacking was so effective, because they can put out stuff and people don't verify. They just go on it. Like, I get tons of things from folks all the time on my Facebook page and on my YouTube page, or not YouTube page, but, by Twitter, that says, oh, this person did this, this, and this. And I said, well, how do you know they did that? And, they'll talk about, this person, cheated on this person or stole some documentation or something. I mean, they're just all kind of outlandish things that are out there. That's not to say that some of the things that you see aren't true. But my point is, you want to trust the information that you get if it's from a credible source, but verify. Many times people send things around to me, especially via email at work. This is one of the big ones. This is my pet peeve. People send me, oh, did you see this article? And I said, no. And then I get the article and I look at it and I read it, and it's, something that's supposed to get me amped up. And then I do a little bit. I do not even a lot of research, just a little bit of kind of checking a few sites to see if there's other sites to corroborate the information. Then I find out that the thing being sent around is a hoax. And you're like, okay, please don't come to my Facebook page or my email with this foolishness. So again, with the Tide Pods, 54 pods, I end up with 63. With the consumer news that you get, and this should be right. This should be right. But I think you do it by weight. So if the weight of some of the pods are off, ultimately what they want to make sure is that the fluid ounces right here are correct. These numbers, they want to get this correct as possible, but I think this is actually the number that really matters in terms of how they're regulated by the government. But going back to that, I would say just make sure you trust the information that you're consuming is valid, but make sure you verify. We're not going to talk about that anymore. The next product I want to talk about is I want to talk about my Dr. Dre Power Beats, the headphones that I lost and then subsequently got again because American Express is awesome. But I want to talk a little bit about them. The thing that I noticed about those headphones is that they're great. The sound quality is, I find, very good. The ability for them to stay in my ears when I work out is great. They do tend to pick up a little bit of noise when you're out in the open, if it's loud out. They go in your ear, but as you're walking, things like that, they come out a little bit, so let some noise bleed in. But I actually really like them. The one thing I will say that is a criticism, and I think it might be a criticism of just the headphones that are made like that, is that the person that you're talking to, while they said it may be clear, the way the microphone is set up, and I should go get them. I'm going to go get the phones again, if I can find it. Sorry about that. So I'm going to show you. Oh, there's two things I dislike about these things, but I'm going to do the microphone thing first. So when they're on your head, they technically should be like this, right? So they're here. So you can see the microphone is back here. See where it is? That's if it's tight to my head and I'm running. And I guess if you're running, at least for working out, you're not really talking on the phone. But what I find is if you're talking on the phone and you have them like this, people can hear you if it's closer to your mouth. So you loosen this and you put this in the front. So that's a thing in terms of the design that I don't really like, because the microphone probably would have been better on the earpiece, like a normal earpiece thing. So when you're talking, the sound and the vibration of your jaw gives you the sound versus this thing right here, which is okay. This is fine. But I have got complaints about that. The second thing that I don't like about these headphones, like I said, these are great. They charge fast. I like almost everything about them. They're a little pricey. For $199, you get this plastic pill looking case. It's a plastic case. What I'm finding though is that, I've read some reviews and people have problems with them. I had to take them back because, the sound would cut out or one of the headphones wouldn't work. And I think that's probably because of this case. To put these headphones in the case, unless you're just like really meticulous and you go like nice and slow and you put them in here and you make sure they're in, and then you're really nice with the cables and things like that. Unless you do that, if you're jamming this in here all the time, you're going to eventually mess this cable up. And somewhere in this cable is going to stop these headphones from working. And then you're going to have to take them back to the Apple store or send them back to Dre Beats, and it's going to be a problem, right? So that is a poor design. And for $199, I would have said that, these headphones would have had a better case. I mean, it's fine. Like when they're in the case, it's cool. It's nice in the pockets, feels sporty. It's kind of stupid though. They could have had a nice leather case that actually opens up. So you just open it up and like a clamshell and put it back in, versus trying to squeeze these open and stuff these in here every time. Bad design. And then again with the microphone. But I think that's not just the Dre Beats. I think that's many of the headphones, because my son has the Jaybird 3s, I think, or something like that. And they have the same problem with the microphone. If the microphone's in the front, you can hear really well, but if the microphone's in the back, the person who you're talking to may have a difficult time hearing you if you're not in a loud room. So those are two. That's one of the products that I wanted to talk to you about. The other was just counting this tie thing out to make a point. Last thing I want to talk to you about, and then I'm going to get out of here to go grab dinner with my son, is WestWorld. So WestWorld season 2, we talked a little bit about it when we saw the first episode, and it's very, very, very different. And I'm not going to do any spoilers today just because I think you should watch it. The thing that I would say, or androids or whatever you want to call them, I don't know, simulated humans. In season 2, though, the twist in the story is that actually at the end of season 1, the twist in the story was that the robots became more self-aware and rebelled against the creators of the park and the participants, which were like the folks who were going there to have fun. So they killed they call them the hosts. They killed these folks, right? Or the hosts kill the attendees of the park. So in season 2, what you find is that they actually have other worlds, and that's not really a spoiler because some of these other worlds appeared weeks ago. But what you find is they have other worlds, like, they had Samurai World, and then they had, I don't even know what they called this world, but it was kind of like imperialist India world, right? Where it's the English Empire during the Victorian era, and folks are going on kind of tiger hunts. If you think about the what do they call it? The Jungle Book. It's the Jungle Book basically, and so that is that's kind of what that world was. But what I'm going to say is that if you haven't watched WestWorld season 2, it is amazing. Samurai stuff. The samurai world is, I think, one of the better worlds. I mean, there's fight scenes and different things. If you like samurai movies, if you like Japanimation, if you like any of that kind of stuff, it's pretty good. And I am highly a fan of Westworld. I didn't think I knew I was gonna like it, but I didn't think I was gonna like it this much. I didn't think it could continue to get better. There's some things in there that annoy me, but all in all, it just continues to get better and better and better. So what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna close this video out. Thank you again to my, there's a delay for some reason, but thank you again to my 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you. Please, if you are watching videos on my channel and you've not subscribed to me yet, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification button so that you see when I put out new content. I try to put out, like I said, every Monday between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock. I'll try to do a live stream. We'll talk about different things. As I think, hopefully, as it picks up and people get used to this, then I'll have more interaction. Or maybe I'll check and see what times people like better. Actually, put down in the comments below if you look at the stream and you think that there's a time that works better for live streaming, please let me know. Happy Memorial Day to all the folks out there, to all the fallen soldiers. As a former Marine, all my brothers and sisters out there who have either been wounded or died on the battlefield. I appreciate what you've done for us and done for me, and so I would say thank you for your service. Thank me for my service now, but thank you for your service. And with that, it's your boy GB Reviews. We're out.